In the 33rd year of his reign, Pharaoh Akhraten stood at the apex of his empire, not just of Egypt, but of realms beyond the stars. His throne room was a marvel of gold and onyx, its walls inscribed with hieroglyphs that pulsed faintly with energy. The ceiling opened to a dark void, revealing the endless expanse of the cosmos, where massive obelisks of gleaming black stone floated silently, each humming with ancient power. Akhraten, draped in robes that shimmered like starlight, gazed into a pool of liquid light at the center of the chamber. The pool showed him the galaxies he ruled, distant worlds where his loyal subjects, both human and alien, toiled to fuel the might of his interstellar empire. He was no mere mortal. Akhraten was a living god, the apex of a lineage chosen by beings he called the Etherean, celestial entities who had descended to Earth eons ago. "Your dominion extends far, my lord," a voice echoed behind him. It was his high priest, Nephirim, his face painted with the sigils of the Etherean. But the balance grows fragile. The Etherean warn of rebellion on the outer colonies. Akhraten turned, his eyes glowing with an unnatural light. "Let them rebel," he said, his voice resonating with the power of the Etherean. "Their defiance will be a lesson for all who question the divine order." As he spoke, a glyph on the chamber wall flared to life. It was a warning signal from the obelisks orbiting Mars, where a rogue faction had dared to challenge his authority. Akhraten clenched his fist, and the ground trembled. "Prepare the fleet," he commanded. "The wrath of a god will be their undoing." The pharaoh's empire spanned countless worlds, each tethered to Earth by conduits of energy radiating from the Great Pyramids. These pyramids were not mere tombs, but immense power plants, built with the guidance of the Etherean to channel cosmic energy. The largest of them all, the Great Pyramid of Giza, was the key to his dominion, a conduit that allowed him to communicate across the stars and project his will across the galaxies. But Akhraten's arrogance would be his downfall. As the pharaoh led his fleet to crush the rebellion, betrayal brewed closer to home. Nephirim, the high priest, had grown resentful of the Etherean's control over Akhraten and humanity. In secret, he conspired with dissenters, tampering with the conduits that linked the pyramids to the stars. When Akhraten's fleet reached Mars, he found not an army, but a trap. The obelisks surrounding the planet erupted with energy, severing the connection to the Great Pyramid. Stripped of his divine power, Akhraten's ships were overwhelmed, his soldiers slaughtered. Betrayed and defeated, the pharaoh retreated to Earth, his once mighty empire shattered. Akhraten sealed himself within a hidden tomb deep beneath the desert sands, vowing to return when humanity was worthy of his leadership once more. Before his final breath, he encoded the secrets of his empire into the walls of his tomb, a message for those who might one day uncover his legacy. Thousands of years later, in an age of satellites and AI, an archaeological team stumbled upon an anomaly beneath the sands near Giza. Dr. Lena Moreau, a brilliant but unconventional Egyptologist, led the expedition. After weeks of excavation, they uncovered a massive chamber filled with strange carvings that glowed faintly in the dim light. The centerpiece of the chamber was a sarcophagus unlike any other, made of a material that seemed to shift between solid and liquid. Lena's breath caught as she read the inscriptions on the walls. They spoke of a pharaoh who had ruled the stars, whose knowledge transcended time and space. As her team activated a dormant mechanism, the sarcophagus began to hum. The carvings on the walls flared with energy, projecting a three-dimensional image of Akhraten himself. His voice, deep and commanding, echoed in the chamber. "To those who find this," the hologram said, "know that you stand in the presence of Akhraten, ruler of Earth and the stars. My empire fell not from weakness, but from betrayal. If you possess the wisdom to reclaim what was lost, the secrets of the Etherean and the power of the cosmos shall be yours." Lena's team was left stunned. As the chamber began to tremble, she realized they had awakened something far greater than they had anticipated, not just the memory of a forgotten pharaoh, but the echoes of an interstellar empire waiting to rise again. The chamber quaked as the projection of Pharaoh Akhraten faded into the ethereal blue light radiating from the walls. Dr. Lena Moreau felt the weight of history pressing down on her team frozen in awe and fear. The sarcophagus began to shift, its liquid crystal surface rippling like water as a low hum filled the air. The sarcophagus began to split open, its crystalline structure refracting light across the chamber like a shattered prism. Lena took a step back, her heart racing as she stared into the ancient marvel. Inside, suspended in a viscous, glowing fluid, lay the mummified form of Pharaoh Akhraten. Unlike other mummies she had studied, his features were preserved with uncanny perfection, his golden headdress adorned with symbols that seemed almost alive, shifting and morphing under her gaze. The hum grew louder, resonating deep within her chest. Then, with a sudden jolt, the chamber's light intensified. Glyphs on the walls began to animate, the hieroglyphs flowing like rivers of molten gold. The sarcophagus exhaled a burst of energy, knocking Lena and her team to the ground. When the light dimmed, Akhraten's body was no longer still. His chest rose and fell as if he had simply been asleep, waiting for this very moment. The pharaoh opened his eyes. They glowed with an unearthly luminescence, a piercing golden hue that seemed to see not just through Lena, but through time itself. He slowly sat up, the fluid from the sarcophagus draining into unseen channels. His voice, when he spoke, was deep and resonant, carrying the weight of millennia. Who dares awaken Akhraten, ruler of the stars? His words, though ancient, echoed clearly in the chamber, understood by all present as if spoken in their native tongues. Lena, trembling but unable to look away, found her voice. We are explorers, historians. We seek knowledge of the past. We did not mean— Akhraten raised a hand, silencing her. You seek the past, he said, his tone a mixture of contempt and intrigue. But what you have found is the future. As he rose from the sarcophagus, the chamber seemed to respond to his presence. The walls shifted, revealing complex mechanisms that began to activate, humming with power. A large panel emerged from the floor, displaying a holographic star map. Akhraten studied it briefly, his expression darkening. Much has changed, he muttered. The conduits are silent, the obelisks abandoned. My empire, forgotten. He turned to Lena, his gaze penetrating. Tell me, what has become of the Etherean? Other guidance? Lena hesitated, struggling to process the enormity of the moment. The Etherean, their myths. Gods of ancient Egypt, nothing more. Akhraten's laughter was cold and sharp, reverberating in the chamber. Gods? Myths? The Etherean are no more gods than I am, but they are real. Beings of power and knowledge, their essence woven into the fabric of this world and others. Without them, humanity would still be crawling in the mud. He stepped forward, his towering form imposing, his robes shimmering like the night sky. But they betrayed me, as did my own people. The rebellion severed the conduits, and I was cast into oblivion. Yet I endure, for I am eternal. Lena's mind raced. If what he said was true, then the pyramids were not merely monuments, but technological marvels, relics of a civilization far beyond anything she had imagined. And now, this forgotten pharaoh, this ancient ruler of worlds, had returned. Akhraten moved to the star map, his hand hovering over the projection. The map shifted, zooming in on Earth, then expanding outward to display the solar system. He manipulated it with ease, his fingers dancing across the controls as if they were extensions of his will. The obelisks must be reactivated, he said. The conduits restored. Only then can my empire rise again. Lena stepped forward, her fear giving way to determination. Wait, you can't just rebuild an empire like this. Humanity has changed. We've evolved. We don't need rulers. Akhraten turned to her, his expression unreadable. You believe yourselves evolve? I have seen what mortals do when left unchecked: greed, war, destruction. Without guidance, you will consume this world and yourselves. I offer order, unity. Before Lena could respond, A tremor shook the chamber. Dust and sand fell from the ceiling as a voice crackled through her earpiece. "Dr. Moreau, are you okay? We're detecting seismic activity." Akhraten seemed unfazed. "The awakening disrupts the balance," he said. "The earth itself resists my return. But it is futile." Outside the tomb, the desert sands began to shift, forming strange patterns visible only from above. Satellites captured the phenomena, broadcasting it worldwide. The patterns matched no known language, but radiated a signal of call. Around the globe, ancient sites began to stir. The pyramids glowed faintly under the moonlight, their energy resonating with the tomb. Akhraten turned back to Lena. "You have a choice," he said. "Aid me, and you will witness the rebirth of an empire that will unite the stars. Defy me, and you will join the dust of history." Lena hesitated, torn between awe and dread. Behind her, her team whispered among themselves, some eager to flee, others entranced by the possibility of uncovering the truth of the cosmos. She realized the decision rested with her. Taking a deep breath, she met Akhraten's gaze. "If what you say is true, then humanity deserves to know. But we won't trade one form of tyranny for another. If you want our help, you must promise to share your knowledge, not impose your rule." The pharaoh's eyes narrowed, and for a moment the chamber was silent. Then, to Lena's surprise, he smiled. "A bold demand. Perhaps there is hope for your kind after all. Very well. We shall see if humanity is worthy of the legacy I offer." As the chamber's mechanisms fully activated, Lena knew that the world would never be the same. The return of Akhraten was not just the awakening of a forgotten pharaoh. It was the beginning of a new chapter in humanity's story, one that would stretch across the stars. Whether it would be a tale of unity or subjugation, only time would tell. The New World era under Pharaoh Akhraten began with a sky filled with light. From every pyramid across Egypt and soon, around the globe, beams of energy shot into the heavens, connecting Earth to its distant celestial siblings. Obelisks long buried in the sands of Mars, the moons of Jupiter, and even distant asteroids began to pulse with life, their ancient systems reactivating after millennia of dormancy. The stars themselves seemed to bow to the will of the pharaoh, and humanity stood on the precipice of an unimaginable transformation. Akhraten wasted no time. Through his restored conduits, he addressed the world, his image appearing as a hologram above major cities. His voice, deep and resonant, echoed through streets and living rooms alike. "Mortals of Earth, I am Pharaoh Akhraten, ruler of the stars and steward of this planet's destiny. For too long, you have wandered in darkness, divided and blind to your potential. No longer. I return not as a conqueror, but as your guide. Together, we shall forge an empire that stretches beyond the limits of your imagination." Akhraten's first decree was to unite Earth under a single banner. Nations dissolved as the pharaoh restructured humanity into a single global civilization. The capital of this new world order was not a city, but a reactivated pyramid, a towering structure that emerged from the sands near Giza, dwarfing the original Great Pyramid. Made entirely of black crystal laced with glowing gold veins, it became known as the Celestial Apex, the nerve center of the pharaoh's dominion. Humanity, though wary, found itself unable to resist Akhraten's charisma or the wonders he introduced. Diseases that had plagued mankind for centuries were eradicated using ancient technologies housed within the pyramids. Famine ceased as energy from the obelisks was used to create food out of raw elements. Akhraten's power was undeniable, his promises intoxicating. But it was not without cost. Akhraten's empire required labor, and humanity became his workforce. While no one went hungry, and no one lacked shelter, the pharaoh demanded unflinching loyalty and productivity. Massive energy collectors were erected in every major city, channeling power to fuel not just Earth, but the distant colonies that Akhraten had reclaimed. On the moons of Jupiter, mining operations resumed, manned by crews transported via advanced teleportation gates installed at key pyramid sites. Akhraten's rule extended beyond humanity. Alien species from his old empire began to arrive on Earth, each bringing their unique technologies and skills. Some were benevolent, seeking only to rebuild what was lost. Others, however, saw humans as little more than tools, necessary but expendable. Frictions between humans and aliens were inevitable, and whispers of dissent began to grow. To maintain order, Akhraten created the Akhraten Guard, an elite force of human and alien warriors enhanced by the same technology that had once made him immortal. Their loyalty was absolute, their power unmatched. Clad in obsidian armor inscribed with golden glyphs, the Guard enforced the Pharaoh's will with precision and ruthlessness. Anyone who resisted the new order disappeared, their fate unknown but feared. Lena Moreau, now an advisor to Akhraten, found herself at odds with the Pharaoh's methods. "This isn't what we agreed to," she confronted him one evening in the celestial apex. "You promised to guide humanity, not enslave it." Akhraten regarded her coolly. "Guidance requires discipline," he said. "Without my hand, your species would fracture, as it always has. What you see as tyranny is salvation." "You're not saving us," Lena countered. "You're controlling us. People are afraid, Akhraten. Even your loyalists whisper behind your back." For the first time, doubt flickered in the Pharaoh's golden eyes, but it vanished as quickly as it came. "Fear is the price of order," he said. "It is a lesson you will come to understand." While the majority of humanity accepted Akhraten's rule, resistance began to form in the shadows. A group calling themselves the Children of the Stars emerged, their ranks a mix of disillusioned humans and sympathetic aliens. Led by Lena, they operated in secret, sabotaging key projects and spreading whispers of rebellion. Their goal was not to destroy Akhraten, but to free humanity from his control. Lena believed the Pharaoh's empire could coexist with Earth's autonomy, but convincing Akhraten of this was another matter. The Children of the Stars uncovered ancient secrets within the pyramids, including blueprints for technologies even Akhraten had not unlocked. Among them was a device called the Celestial Prism, capable of severing the conduits and neutralizing the Pharaoh's control over the pyramids. The confrontation came on a day when Akhraten was preparing to unveil his greatest creation, a fleet of starships designed to expand his empire beyond the Milky Way. As the ships rose into orbit, the Children of the Stars launched their plan. Using the Celestial Prism, they infiltrated the celestial apex and activated the device. The conduits faltered, energy beams connecting the pyramids dimmed, and the obelisks across the solar system fell silent. The ships in orbit froze, their systems disabled. Akhraten, seated on his throne, roared in fury as the energy that sustained him began to wane. Lena stood before him, holding the prism's control module. "It's over, Akhraten. Your empire ends here." The Pharaoh rose, his form flickering as his immortality faltered. "Foolish mortal," he spat. "You would destroy all that I have built. Without me, your species is doomed." "Without you, we'll find our own way," Lena said. "Maybe it'll be messy. Maybe we'll fail. But it'll be our choice." Akhraten's eyes blazed with anger. But then, for a fleeting moment, they softened. "Perhaps you are ready after all," he murmured. With a final surge of power, he deactivated the Celestial Prism, restoring the conduits, but not to his control. The energy flowed freely, no longer bound to his will. The Pharaoh's form began to dissipate, his body turning to golden light. "Do not squander this gift," he said as he faded. "The stars are yours now. Use them wisely." With Akhraten's departure, humanity faced a new era. The conduits and pyramids remained active, their energy now accessible to all. The alien species, once subjects of Akhraten's empire, chose to remain, integrating into Earth society. The Children of the Stars became the stewards of this new age, ensuring that the technology Akhraten had left behind was used for the benefit of all. The legacy of the forgotten pharaoh endured, not as a tyrant or savior, but as a reminder of humanity's potential to reach for the stars and its responsibility to wield such power wisely. With the conduits active and unrestricted, humanity entered an unprecedented era of exploration and innovation. The pyramids, now revealed as immense cosmic energy generators, became the hubs of interstellar travel. Their power fueled starships capable of bending space-time, enabling journeys to distant galaxies in mere days. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was the heart of a sprawling network of civilizations. The remnants of Akhraten's technology became the foundation of this new age. Scientists and engineers, working alongside the alien species who had chosen to remain, reverse-engineered the obelisks, pyramids, and conduits. These efforts gave rise to technologies that reshaped human existence, cures for once incurable diseases, clean and unlimited energy, and even tools that could terraform uninhabitable planets. The Children of the Stars, once a resistance movement, evolved into a governing body called the Council of Celestials, tasked with managing the use of Akhraten's legacy. Lena Moreau, hailed as the liberator of Earth, became its first leader. Her vision of a united and equitable civilization guided humanity's steps into the cosmos, ensuring that the lessons of Akhraten's reign were not forgotten. As humanity expanded its reach, they began to uncover the remnants of Akhraten's interstellar empire. On Mars, they found the dormant obelisks that had once served as communication beacons. On Europa, the icy moon of Jupiter, they unearthed an ancient city built by the pharaoh's alien allies, its architecture a seamless blend of human and extraterrestrial design. The most stunning discovery came on a planet orbiting a distant star. There, an entire colony of Akhraten's empire had survived in isolation, their culture a blend of Egyptian traditions and alien influences. These descendants, who called themselves the Starborn, revered Akhraten as a divine figure, but were open to dialogue with the Council of Celestials. The Starborn's archives revealed more about Akhraten's reign, including the existence of the Etherian core, a powerful artifact said to contain the essence of the Etherian, the beings who had guided Akhraten. As humanity pieced together Akhraten's empire, whispers of the Etherian began to surface. The Etherian, once regarded as mere myth, were now understood to be an advanced species that had manipulated human development for their own purposes. Akhraten's betrayal, it seemed, had been mutual. While he had relied on the Etherian for knowledge and power, he had also defied them, seeking to surpass their control. The reactivation of the conduits did not go unnoticed. Across the galaxy, the ancient pathways lit up, drawing the attention of the Etherian. One day, without warning, a massive vessel appeared in Earth's orbit, its design unlike anything humanity had ever seen. The ship was an organic construct, pulsating with energy and radiating an aura of both awe and terror. The Etherians spoke not in words but in thoughts, their voices echoing in the minds of every being on Earth. The heirs of Akhraten, they said, you awaken what should remain buried. Your ambition risks what you cannot comprehend. The Council of Celestials convened immediately, with Lena Moreau at its head. We are not Akhraten, she declared, addressing the Etherian. We seek unity, not domination. If you fear us, then help us understand the knowledge he left behind. The Etherian were silent for what felt like an eternity. Then their response came. Prove your worth. The Etherian imposed a series of trials upon humanity, tests designed to gauge their wisdom, unity, and restraint. These trials ranged from solving complex ethical dilemmas to navigating treacherous cosmic phenomena. The most harrowing trial involved the activation of the Etherian core, buried within the Great Pyramid of Giza. To access it, humanity had to work together, decoding ancient scripts and overcoming challenges that tested their ingenuity and resolve. The final trial required a decision. Humanity could claim the full power of the Etherian core, giving them dominion over the galaxy, or they could choose to leave it dormant, accepting their limitations and seeking progress through cooperation rather than conquest. In a moment of unity, the Council of Celestials chose restraint. Lena spoke for humanity, addressing the Etherian directly. We will not repeat the mistakes of the past. Power without wisdom is a curse, not a gift. We choose to learn, to grow, and to build a future that honors the diversity of all life. The Etherian, impressed by humanity's decision, offered their guidance. They revealed that they had once been explorers, seeking to uplift younger civilizations, but often falling into the trap of control and manipulation. Akhraten had been both their greatest success and their greatest failure, a ruler who had transcended his origins, but succumbed to his own hubris. With the Etherians' help, humanity and its allies forged a new cosmic order, a federation of planets bound by shared values of cooperation and mutual respect. The pyramids, once symbols of Akhraten's dominance, became monuments to humanity's resilience and the enduring spirit of curiosity and discovery. The era of Akhraten's empire had ended, but its legacy endured in a way he could never have foreseen. Humanity, once divided, now stood united among the stars, guided not by a single ruler, but by the collective wisdom of countless voices. The forgotten pharaoh had not just reshaped Earth, he had set the stage for a civilization that would truly reach for the heavens.